Your time.
When you're tired. You're tired. And I'll tell you one thing about my healing journey and how and if you don't mind me being transparent.
Talk your shit, King.
I gotcha. It took a long time for me to realize my toxic ways in a relationship. So I was just tired of attracting the same type of stuff, right? So what I did was, let me go to therapy. It's time for me to fix some of the issues that I've been dealing with. And going to therapy for the last 2 years have been an amazing, incredible blessing for my life as far as a guy, because a lot of the times we're not taught as men to speak about our issues.
Right. Question. How do you guys think the relationships that we saw our parents had as kids affect our relationships as adults?
Ooh, I love this question.
It's a great question.
Listen, if you let social media eat you up, you are going to stop living in your purpose and what you like to do. And it used to
hit it with the hand clap.
Wait, can you say that again slower?
If you let social media get in your head, you will miss out on your calling and your purpose, whatever how God has designed for you, because everyone's race is different. Everyone's journey is different. I used to be a point in time where I was so consumed, like, oh my God. First of all, I never used to care about followers. I never wanted my page to be public because I'm an extrovert, I think, but I'm really introvert. I don't like
ambivert. Shut up.
You know, come on.
Every time you say that, I think of Pokemon, but go ahead.
I'll
What
cry.
does closure really do for you?
I was gonna say, can we talk about closure real quick?
Ooh, yeah, go ahead. Okay, yeah. Because I'm not one who needs closure, but I get it.
Well, I was gonna say, like, I think sometimes wanting closure is setting yourself up to still not fully heal from a situation, because I think sometimes we may not always get the closure that we want, which is okay, because at the end of the day, like, we still have to find it within ourselves to, like, move away from that situation and move forward. So sometimes closure may not always be needed, but also sometimes we're not going to get the closure that we want.
Okay, so I'm gonna dissect that. What exactly is how do you prevent burnout while trying to obtain the success?
Self-care. You got to give yourself that time to step back. If you don't prioritize yourself at the end of the day, and that's one thing I will say, because honestly, if I was to be in the same position I was this time last year, I would have been burnt out. I was seeing 400 people a month 400 people a month.
Working for somebody else,
making $9 an hour, literally bringing all this money in for somebody that I couldn't even go to my grandparents' funeral. So it's like, yeah.
Damn.
But at the end of the day, whatever. So in my head, it's like, that's burnout. And I realized, no, girl, you got to prioritize your own health. You got to prioritize your family. And once I started making those, I don't want to say sacrifices, but once I started making those changes, everything kind of just started coming into this
into his way.
Yeah.
Let me a question, and maybe this is like going off like to left field, right? But you know how like you'll get a person of color and say he's well articulate, right?
Well spoken. Mm-hmm.
He's well spoken. You speak white.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
I get that a lot.
Would that be a case of colorism?
I think so. Because why do you think I speak proper based on my skin tone? But it happens.
But well, that's interesting because there's a lot of people who've spoken to me on the phone and didn't know I was black until we hopped on the Zoom call. Mm-hmm. So it's like, is that colorism? Because they didn't know what color I was.
Or is that just a judgment? People really value themselves.
I don't think people know what value to put on themselves.
Interesting.
Because I think as an entrepreneur, like I think about it often, like what my time is worth. But I think as the average person, people don't know what value they bring, and the answer is unlimited.
You created the opportunity for them to get there.
Right.
Once you get them there, it's on them to do the rest.
I'm so glad you said that.
So it's like some people may feel away if they don't
Right.
sell anything. That's not your fault though. It will never be your fault because you gave them the opportunity to come.
I like
in.
that.
The opportunity is far more valuable than $1.
That's something that's interesting. Like without Morgan stepping in, right, there would have never been no Jazzy. Right?
It would have been there. it just wouldn't have probably lasted. 'Cause
Okay.
when you get in those trenches, if you look to your left and look to your right and there ain't no soldiers with you, you like, yo, where's my white flag?
Right.
But when I looked, there were some trenches moments, right? And I looked to the left, you know, I got my family there, and then Morgan right there too. I said, okay, we could do it.
Right.
You know, we could fight through it. We can live to see another day.